Bulgarian split squats imported all the way from Bulgaria. So we're going to effectively get two things clear about this: our setup and the structures we're trying to bias effectively. So before I even go to the movement, from a setup perspective, guys, obviously it's going to be on one leg, predominantly the front leg. And we want to make sure that when we are setting our feet onto the ground, the front leg needs to be smashing the big balls of your feet into the ground. Often with many, squat or split squat variations, a lot of people kind of employ this external rotation in the hope that they've become stable. But then we start to kind of, effectively start to lose balance and whatnot. But this also means now I'm not going to be hitting the structures the way I want to, okay? So again, the foot setup is really, really important, making sure the big balls of your feet are smashing the ground. That's the priority. That being said, we're going to look at, okay, the two structures which we can effectively stress using the Bulgarian split squat. So we can use a Bulgarian split squat to either bias a glute, and we can do this by effectively having the heels directly underneath the knee. And then from there, as we come up, as you can see, I'm going to effectively use my butt to do this movement. Or we can effectively have the heels set up slightly back behind the knee, so my knees are slightly over the toes. From there, as I come up, I'm going to now bias more of my knees because my knees are going over the toes, and I'm predominantly going to be using my quads to extend the knees, okay? Now, with the back leg setup, this is again a common issue that we see people struggle with, okay? The fact that we need to have the support for a rear leg at a height that it is going to be stable, right? So a better way of saying that, guys, is, if this needs to be lower, let it be. If you start to come a little bit higher with the setup, this is going to start to take away from that front foot. So making sure the rear leg is supported appropriate height. Now, in terms of the loading strategy, obviously, we can use, asymmetrical loading, right? Bilateral loading with dumbbells. We can even use barbell, right? The loading part is the easy part. So again, two major things. Remember the setup and the structures that we're actually trying to work. That's the primary focus for our Bulgarian split squats.